This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Kijile Ijesha. It's 1 minute past the hour of 6. Samuel Wafunke Israel with news nationwide. First, the headlines. PDP National Scribe Ayan vows not to vacate seats. Osun government to conduct free medical outreach for business owners across the state. Nigerian Olympic medalist Oboro Dudu retires from wrestling. Now the news in full. The National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Samuel Ayan, has vowed not to quit office, insisting there was no vacancy in the office of the party's National Secretary, and he is the legal recognized occupant of the position. Ayan, in a chat with newsmen in Abuja amid concerns of a worsening crisis within the PDP, had exposed the party to a lot of negative publicity, described it as a man-made and an unnecessary. It traced its origins to what he termed the inordinate ambition of some PDP leaders, urging them to find a new leaf. Ayan has been at the center of the crisis, rocking the nation's main opposition party, and has been functioning as the PDP National Secretary, recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission. A court of appeal sitting in Abuja has upheld Monday Pueblo's victory as Edo State Governor. The three-member panel, led by Justice Mohammed Danjuma on Thursday, unanimously upheld the previous ruling by the Edo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal, which certified Pueblo's victory in the September 2024 election. Recall the People's Democratic Party and its governorship candidate Aswe Ighodalo had challenged the results at the Edo State Election Tribunal, alleged there was overvoting, irregularities, malpractices, and non-compliance with the Electoral Act during the election. Following the tribunal's dismissal in an open ruling, Ighodalo further challenged the decision at a court of appeal that was overturned, as the court cited Ighodalo and the People's Democratic Party did not provide sufficient evidence to back up their claims. Rejecting appeal court's judgment, the PDP governorship candidate Ighodalo said he would contest the ruling at the Supreme Court. As President Bola Tinubu's administration marks its second year in office, Thursday, May 29, under the renewed Hope agenda, he announced the removal of petrol subsidy, floating of the Naira, among other key reforms. Vicinity correspondent Paul Atengas reports.
Today, we pause to reflect on a significant moment in our national history. May 29th marks the inauguration of a democratically elected president in 1999. A transition to democracy after decades of military rule stands as a symbol of our collective choice to embrace freedom, participation, and the rule of law. Since the return of democratic government, Nigeria has conducted a series of elections, the latest being 2023 general election, ushered in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a landmark victory in February 25, 2023, was declared winner of the presidential elections, which was keenly contested among three major candidates: Bola Tinubu of All Progressive Congress, APC, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of People's Democratic Party, PDP, and Peter Obi of Labour Party, LP. The election process witnessed high turnout of voters. However, it was marred by reports of violence in some parts of the country, vote buying, voters' intimidation, attacks on polling units in certain areas, and lateness of electoral officials with accusation of outright fraud. There was considerable focus on the impact of identity such as ethnicity, religion, and regionalism throughout the campaign. On the day of his inauguration, May 29, 2023, President Tinubu left no one in doubt about the direction his government would go when he said, "Petrol subsidy is gone." Since assuming office, he has taken drastic measures by reforming the economy for sustained inclusive growth, strengthening national security for peace and prosperity, boosting agriculture to achieve food security, unlocking energy and natural resources for sustainable development, and enhancing infrastructure and transportation as enablers of growth. Others include a focus on education, health, and social investment as essential pillars of development, accelerate diversification through industrialization, digitization, creative arts, manufacturing and innovation, and improve governance, establish development commission across 6 geopolitical zones. Little wonder he prioritized what he called economic restructuring in the last 2 years. In light of this, Nigeria have continued to grow under the present leadership due to high cost of living caused by the removal of fuel subsidy, perverted justice, escalating insecurity, the rise of terror groups, kidnapping, banditry, activities of Biafra agitators, as well as the harmonization of the foreign exchange market. In an attempt by the president to stabilize the economy, the Nigerian constitution, as amended, mandates the government to ensure the security and welfare of the people. The present administration must intensify efforts in addressing the nation's overwhelming challenges, restore peace and harmony. As part of the activities to mark May 29th, we had a chat with Nigerians who expressed concerns on the state of the nation.
My name is Emmanuel Akachuku. Okay, so far so good. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been a good person because the increase of corpers salary, I think, has been increased to 77,000 during his tenure, and that's a great thing. As a student I am, what he did is just trying to drive with the upcoming student that, okay, maybe after doing NYC, you can also receive 77K. So it's one of the benefits I saw in his own tenure.
My name is Oluwafunmilayo Olariwaju. Okay, talking about the President Tinubu's government, well, there has been some ups and downs since he assumed office in 2023. Things like, he has made some changes, like the immediate removal of fuel subsidy, which of course has led to the increment in fuel price. Well, according to him, he said it's going to have a positive impact on the country's economy in the long run, but as at now, it has not been easy for people.
Our democracy is not perfect. Notwithstanding, it is powerful. It gives every citizen a voice, a stake in the future, and the right to demand justice, equity, and good governance. It is not just about casting a vote. It is about holding leaders accountable and saying engage in the process of building a better Nigeria. In the last 26 years, we have chosen dialogue over dictatorship, ballots over bullets, and hope over fear. As we celebrate this day, let us strengthen our resolve to build a nation guided by truth, integrity, and the will of the people. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
In light of this, President Bola Tinubu today, May 29, said one of his administration's most impactful achievements had begun to yield results. Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde has expressed the administration's vision to elevate state-owned specialist hospital in conformity with the standard of university teaching hospitals in the area of training and healthcare delivery. The governor disclosed this while handing over 31 medical equipment to the management of the Ring Road State Hospital at Dewey in Ibadan. He said the upgrade would be accomplished through the provision of necessary medical equipment. Represented by the Executive Assistant or Administration, Reverend Idowu Gidimbe, the governor said delivery of the equipment was in line with his administration's vision to elevate specialist hospitals in the state. This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Nikejile Ijesha. News nationwide will continue shortly. And thanks for staying tuned for news updates and live streaming. Visit our website at vicinity953fm.com.ng. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube and TikTok at Vicinity 95.3 FM. Now the rest of the news. Osun State Government has directed all business associations across the 30 local government areas and area councils to register for a free medical checkup. The acting chairman of the Osun Internal Revenue Service, Sholanke Amzat, in a statement on Thursday, disclosed the initiative aligns with the government's corporate social responsibility, focusing on education, healthcare, and other laudable programs. Amzat expressed concern over the nonchalant attitude of most business owners in the state towards their health, urging them to take advantage of the free medical checkup scheduled for Thursday, June 12. Assuring all registered participants they will benefit from the exercise. The West African Examination Council has expressed regrets over the logistics delay, forcing candidates to write the West African Senior Certificate Examination date night Wednesday. This comes amid widespread concerns after videos of some secondary school students in Osun, Ogun, and Taraba writing exam at night on Wednesday. Addressing the incident in a media chat, head of Nigerian National Office of the Boards, Amos Dangote, disclosed the examination body was informed the paper to be taken on Wednesday may have been compromised, hence the need to take immediate action to prevent leakage and solve other logistic issues. Dangote stressed the examinations body is taking steps necessary to ensure the problem is nipped in the bud. Nigerian wrestler Blessing Oboru Dudu, 14-time African champion and 2021 Tokyo Olympic silver medalist, has retired from professional wrestling after 19 years. 36-year-old Oboru Dudu, who made her first appearance at the Sport Festival 2006, announced her retirement after she won a gold medal for Team Bayelsa in a final match at the 22nd National Sport Festival in Abeokuta. Oboru Dudu's most memorable achievement was winning Africa's first ever Olympic wrestling medal for women in Tokyo. She won 2 gold, 1 silver and 1 bronze medal at the 2022 Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, England. Her retirement was marked by emotional tribute from teammates and the president of the Nigerian Wrestling Federation, Daniel Igali, who commended her professionalism and impact on the sports. To end news nationwide, another look at the headlines. The National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Samuel Ayan, was vowed not to quit office, insisting there was no vacancy in the office of the party's National Secretary, as he is the legally recognized occupant of the position. We told you Osun State Government has directed all business associations across the 30 local government areas and area councils to register for a free medical checkup across the state. And lastly, you heard Nigeria's wrestler Blessing Oboru Dudu, 14-time African champion and 2021 Tokyo Olympic silver medalist, has retired from professional wrestling after 19 years. That was News Nationwide. On behalf of the production crew, I am Oluwafunke Israel. Thanks for listening. Good evening.
We are your connection to the sound that surrounds you.